All right, we'll kick off today with GU. So GU has been following the analysis bloody perfectly. We have got ourselves a new external bearish range on the 15 minutes. It's pushing through that low. Obviously, just absolutely melted through it. So yeah, haven't got a lot of structure to work with at the moment. Clear bearish momentum though. Although we are at the bottom of a new 15-minute externally bearish 15-minute leg, I'm actually happy to keep selling it. I don't want to buy it yet. What we've got here is we've had price come up and retest this break, and it's given us a couple of internal breaks to the downside, generating this trend line. So what I'm actually happy to work with is that as retest. So if we can pull up, sweep that, I'm then happy to sell from there. Now this may form price more like a bigger, more external retest point, which is great and that's fine. But right now I'm actually treating this as internally generated retest, and I'm happy to sell from the sweep of it. I'm not looking to buy price up. To buy price up, I'd kind of need to see like almost like this. I'd need to see that like continuation of like a legitimate break of structure, some sort of inducement and break high again to then come up and start targeting areas like that. As it stands right now, I don't want to try and buy it. We've got next to no structure in here to try and buy it. At the very most, you've got a small internal 5-minute break. I'm not going to be trying to do anything with that. There's your internal 15-minute break. So your internal range on the 15 minutes huge. This is more so like your decisional area, or even this area up here. You could view this as a decisional and this as a demand to supply area. But yeah, just going to have to see if that comes up a little bit and what opportunities that presents. Yeah, generating good liquidity at the moment for us to be able to work with underneath. Looking at AU, AU is a bit interesting. So obviously, as we know with AU, we've been reacting out of this extreme demand area for a while. Valid demand area, but clearly it's failing to push and struggling to push. So I'm not going to be surprised if this plays out to be a smart money trap. What we've had out of this area here is a push up and inducement of what I believe is a retest. This point here, obviously just retested that break, didn't mitigate anything, and then obviously left all that imbalance and then had that sell off again. So what I'm seeing is potentially inducement of retest, mitigation of extreme, continuation of sells, looking to target the liquidity that we've got generating underneath there, and all of the lows that we've got built up in this area here. So what I'd like to see is if we can come down, mitigate this area, I'm happy to sell just straight through it. If we can get something like this, that's great. We can come up and do something like that and then sell from there. Just need some sort of structure to be able to work with for sells. Obviously, this internal push that we had last night didn't give us much to be able to work with in terms of structure, but that's all I'm really looking for. AU is probably the favorite for today, given that it's still inside this range and it's got more to work with. The only thing I don't like with AU is the potential of this being a break, this being an internal retest, and this being a decisional area of an internal break out of an extreme. That's the other side of AU, which you could view it as also valid, because I do believe that this mitigated an hourly. Yeah, the hourly is ridiculously big, though. It's half the size of the range. So I don't see it as a valid mitigation. I see what we've got here as a valid mitigation, and that is retest. So that's the analysis that I'm running with. If I'm wrong, and that's sweet. But yeah, looking at that for AU today. EU, similar story to GU, except we haven't retested. Oops. We haven't retested the break yet. We're really close to mitigating it. Sorry. Yeah, mitigating that area, but haven't broken it yet. What I'd like to see on AU is just, sorry, EU, is slowly just work its way up. You do have this area here. For me to trade out of that area, what I need to see is something like an inducement low, push high, and then get a push into it. If we just work our way up to it, I'm not going to expect this to hold. I need some sort of manipulation leading up to it to have internal retest into the mitigation, at the very least, because right now we don't. But as it stands, not looking to do anything with EU, but it did follow again the outlook perfectly. We've pushed through this area, which we were sort of looking at, given that was our previous external leg, the mitigation of the decisional area, and continued sell off now. So now we've got a really nice new externally bearish 15-minute leg. Yeah, and that's that. DXY again followed the analysis beautifully, came down into that decisional area that I was looking at. We've now pushed high. we are retesting the area. So if we can come up and induce this, that's going to activate that retest. We can then potentially expect it to sell off and push up like that. This area here, though, is the decisional of the 4-hour break. That's a 4-hour break there. It is the decision. Excuse me. It is the decisional of that break. So very valid to actually sell off where it is, which obviously works for pushing the other two up. But yeah, right now we don't have any reasons to do anything other than really continue to try and sell it. Obviously, you've got the sweep here, but it is a break of structure as it hasn't gone against momentum. It's not an inducement. So play by ear and see what that wants to do. News-wise today, excuse me, had a bit of red folder, a little bit of orange folder, and that's about it. Yeah, we've got 8. Yeah, okay, so we've got GBP red folder. 2 hours into London Open. So we'll bear that in mind. We'll trade the first hour and then that'll be that. Yeah. See what happens, guys. Friday, it's been a few good trades this week, so we'll yeah, not force anything to end the week off, but don't mind the look of a GU and AU sells.